Hello and welcome to our lecture on creating a bar chart with R. So let's jump straight into RStudio and start writing in detail. For now, let me give you a quick overview of each of these 7 layers, which constitute the grammar of graphics. The first 3 layers are mandatory, while the remaining 4 are optional. Let's start with the first layer, also known as the data layer. Creating a chart naturally means we require some data. Otherwise, our chart would be empty. Therefore, it is only logical that this is the first and most important layer. All right, what else? We must also decide how the data will be visually organized onto different axes. This is where the second layer comes in. It is called the aesthetics layer. Here we specify the mapping to the X and Y axes. Good. The last required layer is the geometry layer. Through geometry, read CSV function. As an argument, we need to pass the file to be read. Our file is called barchartdata.csv. If your file isn't in the default R files library, you need to specify the path or directories leading to it. This is counterintuitive as the path locations in your Windows or Mac are always specified with backward slashes. However, in R, a backward slash has a different meaning. It is an escape character and can be used in conjunction with other symbols. Therefore, always remember to use only forward slashes when specifying a path to a file. Okay. We specify the header as true, which means that the first row of our data will be used as columns names. Lastly, we'll indicate that the separator is a comma. After running the cell, the new variable appears in the top right of window R Studio. Next to it is a summary indicating used cars contains 2 variables with 7 observations. Not only that, if we click on used cars, we'll be privy to the entire dataset. A great feature of RStudio granting us easy access to specify is the data set. We'll be plotting our automobile data, hence the first parameter to include is the used cars data frame. Good. The next step is to specify the aesthetics, the second mandatory layer of each ggplot. Here, we need to specify which columns will map on the X and Y axis. We want to display the number of car advertisements by brand. Therefore, on the X-axis, we'll have brand, and on the Y-axis, we'll select cars listings. The last mandatory step for completing the plot is to specify the geometry. The geometry shows the shape in which we'll be displaying our data. We'll be creating a bar chart. Therefore, there you have it, our first bar plot. On the X-axis, we have the brand, while on the Y-axis, the number of cars sold. And that's all you need to create a bar chart. But don't go packing up just yet. We still have work to do. For the remainder of the lecture, we'll concentrate on formatting our chart and improving its appearance. It will also give us the chance to get better acquainted with some of the remaining ggplot layers. First, we can decide on the size of the bars themselves. The size is specified using width. For the width of each column, it can take values from 0 to 1. If we select 1, there will be no space left between the bars, making it look like a histogram. We're creating a bar chart right now, so let's select 0.8, leaving us with some space between the individual bars without spacing them out too much. Okay, what comes next? Generally, data visualizations convey insights through shape. displaying car brands. We'll add a labs function, short for labels, and say that X is null, which will remove the label on the X-axis. As for Y, let's set the label to number of listing. Okay, amazing. We have successfully made our first bar plot in R. A great feature of RStudio allows you to export the generated image. You just click on Export and select Image or PDF. Or you could directly copy this image to your clipboard and paste it in a different document like a PowerPoint presentation, for instance. All right. This concludes our lecture on bar charts in R. Moving forward, we'll apply a lot of the techniques we saw here in this introductory lecture, but we'll also learn some new tricks for making quality charts. And I, for one, can't wait. Until next time.